Hey, congratulations, Adams and Moses. I want to give you a big round of applause and I want to give you a big thumbs up. Well, you've completed the Foundations Coaching course of the Goulding Process SleepTalk Foundations Coach. And guess what? You are my first two coaches because this is a brand new program that has been launched. Now, the Goulding process has been around for more than almost 40 years, in fact. But the Foundations Coach is something that is born in the pandemic so that we can have more coaches like yourself who are so passionate to reach out to more parents. So I want to say thank you so much for your faith in the Goulding process and trusting me to be your consultant trainer. All right, Adam, so let's talk. So tell us what you do and what are you going to do with this Foundations Coach knowledge and skills that you have right now?
In fact, firstly, I'd like to thank you for the session today. I think it's been amazing. Of course, the way you deliver this program is very interactive. There's a lot of hands-on, so we don't feel like we are just going through a lecture. And in fact, a lot of practice. In fact, I think when you first shared this program with me, I told you that immediately I say, okay, let's go. I think this is pretty cool. I just want to go on ahead with it. And then one of the main reasons was because when you shared with me, I felt that it resonates and is very aligned with what I do. Because as a ShuZi coach myself, I mean, we delve into New Age numerology, so we help our clients discover themselves, more aware of their own strengths and potential, and of course how they can create more breakthroughs in their life. But of course, along the way, we meet a lot of clients that they are very good in terms of skill, in terms of the conscious skill, but sometimes their subconscious behavior holds them back. And of course, the topic came up with you was when we were chatting about parenting, right? Children parenting and how we can better help help parents help their children, to learn better and all this. So that's why we said, let's just go for it. And I think to me, it's a very worthy decision today. Through the technique that we learned today, I think I am more clearer. I have a better tool on how I can advise, or even I have a tool that I can immediately give the parents that I'm consulting or coaching, like something they can do when they go home. Because previously, when we consult with these parents, of course, I share with them based on their children's blueprint. How your children is like. Are they responding in this way? Maybe they keep their secrets. They don't share a lot. Then, of course, we all know that they will say, "Yeah, it's true." But then, what can we do after that? How can we let their children change their behavior? So this is one of the tools that I feel that is very immediate. We can apply it. So I feel that it's worth it. I gain a lot of value. So appreciate the time that you spent with us today.
Thank you so much. And I'm really excited because you're already through ShuZi. Did I say it right? ShuZi.
Yeah, ShuZi. Yeah, that's right.
ShuZi, right? ShuZi, by the way, maybe you can just give us a bit of explanation. What is ShuZi and what does it do? Maybe, people want to learn about what you do too. And that's why I'm excited how we can all work together, because there's not just one particular program that can support the total child. And the Goulding process works at a different level, at the subconscious, where the parents take charge. Like what you say, they can do something every day. And it also helps them from feeling guilty all the time for screaming at the child or yelling. At least they do something every day and they feel better. Tell me about ShuZi. I'm interested to learn from you too.
I agree with what you said. In fact, ShuZi, I came up with the term ShuZi because most people, they call it numerology. I think as most people call it, because to me it's a mouthful, so I call it ShuZi, like just how people call 八字. So it's the study of the language of numbers around us, from our IC number, okay, identification number, which is our life blueprint, all the way to our external numbers like our mobile numbers, our company numbers. Actually, all these numbers have its energy and vibrations that affects our actions, our temperament, our characteristic that will indirectly affect our relationship, our career, our wealth, and basically everything about life, right? So that is what I do on a daily basis. I coach people, I consult people how they can use this ShuZi around them to turn their life around.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so the Goulding process to me now is able to add more value to what we do, bring the experience, to bring the change to people. like make it even more simpler, like, more practical ways to help them, which I think, yeah, amazing.
Thank you so much. And I hear that even when your clients, right, they see you for numerology or whatever services, then they end up asking how to help my children, right? So this is really compatible with your work. Thank you so much. Hey, let's talk to Moses. Moses, you are working with Adams and you all are partners in the same company. Tell us what's the name of the company and what's your take on this? How are you going to use this moving forward apart from, as a company wise? What other things that you might have gathered that perhaps you want others to know? And yes, we would love to hear from you.
So in short, we work with a company called Avant and Power International. So together with Adams, we promote on the sharing and application of 数字. So like what Adams has mentioned, using the application of using of numbers into our everyday lives to help us improve the energy and the environment that's around us. So I feel that Goulding Process actually adds in a bit, it's like a garnish on the cake. It adds a bit more value because before I heard of this course introduced by Adams and being taught by yourself, I had heard of the Goulding Process before.
Wow.
I had heard of it before because in the past I've always been very keen and very interested in such. To me, it's like psychological means and human behavior. So I was doing some self-reading in the past. So never had I thought that I'll get a chance to actually sit down with Miss Haas through the introduction of Adams to really go through this foundation course, and I realized that in fact it's just very simple. It's a very simple process where is the key to this process is about how parents can correctly guide their children in the most proper and the most correct manner without inducing any much of our own personal self doubts and self influences along the way. I believe all parents in the world want the best for their children, but they are always constantly finding the best way to do so. So I feel that Goulding Process is like the missing link to the puzzle. So in fact, looking forward, I'm very excited to be able to be together with Adams to reach out to more people and to empower more parents in terms of not just looking at their 数字 and to learn more about their children, but at the same time to use Goulding Process to help them even further on how can they correct their communications with their children from here onwards, which is something that I really, really look forward to. So thank you so much, Ms. Haas.
Thank you so much. Now, I do have a last interesting question, right? So, we are all adults here and we learn so much about helping the child. Now, going through the program, although it's the foundations only, there are 3 parts. So, this is the foundations that you all have completed, and the next part is a phase 2 and phase 3. However, the foundations is good to go to help with happiness and anxiety, right? And that's what you all have completed with, and that's great. And should you decide, you can move forward. But even in this 1-day foundations course, right? Would you like to share with me what have you discovered as for yourself growing up? What were some of the things that, yes, I can relate to that because I went through that, because we're all adults here. And one of the things that I'm inspired to do is to get parents to realize that there's a part of us that perhaps we may not have looked into, and we may be repeating that particular behaviors that is actually not ours, that is actually from our parents. And now, because we are conscious of how we can help parents, that can make a shift in our own lives. So I'd like to invite Adam. What is something that throughout this course, we're talking about children, but hey, guess what? Once upon a time, aren't we all children? So what was the one thing that you feel that, this is really useful for me to be aware to, and when I become a dad, it's going to be useful for me. Over to you.
Something that how I say resonate with me very strongly during the program was when we watched the video on the attachment theory. Yeah. So because I was born in a family of 3 siblings, so I'm the middle child, and a lot of people talk about the middle child syndrome, right? So something that my parents always used to say when we were younger, because in the Chinese family normally we are fairer, but somehow among the 3 of us I'm the darker one. So every time people I will always ask, how come I always like darker than the rest? Then my mom will always joke and say, we pick you up from the rubbish bin. I think this is a very Asian Singaporean joke thing. So a lot of parents might feel that what they say to the child, right, it come out of a joke is something that it shouldn't be taken so seriously. But sometimes the child subconsciously, we actually take these messages in literally, and we don't know that we take it seriously until one day when we grow up, it starts to affect us in like our self-esteem and our belief. So what happened was that when I went to secondary school, in fact, there was a period of time where I had low self-esteem. Like in terms of my social life, I felt that I wasn't good enough. Like whether it's in terms of friends or even in terms of the other gender, like I don't dare to approach the ladies because I feel like I will always like lower value, maybe because from the pick up from the rubbish bin joke. So moving towards my career after that, in the initial stages, I also realized that, of course, from the help of what I have been doing over the last few years, I'm more self-aware of this. But when we watched the video just now, it gave me the reminder how the words that we speak to our children is so powerful that it can go one way or the other. So it makes me remind myself as I prepare for parenthood in future. The words that we use, we need to really be aware of what we are saying. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I can relate to you with that too, because on the other spectrum, I was also like, oh, pick up from dustbin. That's what my father used to say, because I'm like so fair, right? For my race, and my dad is more darker skin. Are you sure that's your, yeah, pick up from dustbin. So I had the same issue. I was overweight teenager. And for the longest time, I had problems, appreciating and accepting myself. So yes, we all were once upon a time a child. So Moses, let's hear you.
So for me, one thing that really struck me the most was one of the first few lines that you have used at starting on the course, is that no one has a learning disability, and it's just all based on the dependent of states. Because over the years, as we go through the education process, especially in the Asian countries, we are very subjected to having labels. Because in the past, we have different academic streams, then we have like different institutions of different to separate different people of different proficiencies in terms of education. So a lot of people will take these labels and box and frames very literally, and they use these frames of societal norms to really shape them and determine who they really are, which is something that I feel that there's a big gap, and I feel that there's a lot that can be improved. And with this, that's why this line really struck me a lot, because in the past, we always feel that, we are very inferior because my peers are doing better than me, they are doing academically better than me. I did so much work, I have studied so hard, but nothing seems to be working. But in fact, after hearing this statement, I realized that, hey, in fact, everyone has the potential to excel and to exceed, regardless of what kind of issues that the society may think, whether is it in terms of depression, in terms of ADHD, in terms of stress, confidence, self-issue. In fact, all of these problems may sound very abstract and individual, but in fact, all of these are actually boils down to very one single core, I would say the core root cause, which is the unconditional love from parents. So I think it's very important for all parents to really understand that, and parents really want the best for children. That's a universal fact. No matter how they treat their children, it's always the love for them that counts. So I think it's really this Goulding process helps, and this course really reinforces and reminds us that we need to bring out this love and to make this love known to the children. I think that's very important, and this is something that I really took away from this course today.
Thank you so much. That is so well said. And coming from gentlemen who are not married, ladies. No, but seriously, you're going to change the world, because I've always believed that in order to change the world, we got to start with the next generation. And who are the people that is most predominantly in their lives? The parents, and of course the teachers. And it's so easy to say unconditional love, but how are you going to do it? There's so much more than just the words, right? There is a brainwave frequency, there is that cycle, the speed cycle, and how you're going to say it, and all that is covered in the course. So I want to say thank you so much. So let's close. Adams, do you want to say your website? And I'm just going to put links and everything. Please say your company name, your website, so that, because you see, there's a coach for everyone, right? Sometimes people can resonate to this coach, sometimes people can resonate to that coach, and everybody's super holistic, right? So please share with us your website, and I will put it on the link as well. Do you want to just say it out?
Thank you so much, Has, for the opportunity. I didn't expect, to do a short feature. No, you can, if you guys want to follow me, can just go to my Facebook page, Adams Yak Tan 31. Okay, you can follow me over there. I have a lot of videos and content on ShuZi and also personal development, which I believe can be helpful for everyone. Yeah. So, but I also like to give a shout out to Has. It's been an amazing day of training for us. And if you have heard of it but haven't got a chance to experience, you must come for this one-day program. Yeah. Thank you so much, Has.
Thank you so much. My heart is so happy and wide open because we're here to support others. We're here to parents and positivefocus.com.sg, the only consultant trainer in Singapore. So check us out. Wow, so many things. And this is just the beginning. Thank you so much, Adams and Moses. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.